Sometimes I have one of those days where I feel like having something soupy. You know, it's like raining or cold outside and you want something to warm your belly. Well, today I'm gonna warm your bellies and spice things up a little bit. Tom Yam Goong, which is a spicy and sour Thai soup, is normally made with prawns. Here I managed to get my hands on fresh ones, which is perfect for making prawn stock for your tom yum. This part is optional if you can't get whole prawns with the shells, but it's highly recommended if you want to make it to Flavor Town. So if you got these prawns, first thing you want to do is to deshell them and remove the heads. But don't throw them away. Put them aside in a bowl like this one. Then grab your knife and lightly slice the top part of the prawn to expose the dirt sac. You don't want this in your soup because it has a strong icky taste. Just get rid of it, and definitely don't mix it with the shells like I'm about to do here. I was being a real otak udang. Brains.
You know what otak udang means, right?
Yeah, it means you're stupid. Now you want to prepare the herbs and veggies to go in the soup. Grab 2 to 3 stalks of lemongrass, depending on the size. Bruise them up a little bit with your knife or a pestle if you have one. Then chop them up roughly around this size. Now you'll need some lime leaves. Take about 2 or 3 and remove the stems. I like to put mushrooms in my tom yum, and here I'm using oyster mushrooms. But you can use regular white or brown mushrooms, shiitake, or even bottle mushrooms. Be creative here. Ikut suka hati lah. Now would be the perfect time to make the prawn stock. Again, if you're not using whole prawns, skip this step. But if you are, fill up a wok or a pot with a little over 1 liter of water. Dump the shells in there and let it simmer for a bit. That should give you enough time to say hello to my little friends. Grab at least 2 bird's eye chilies, remove the top part, and just slice the top half of the chili like this. You don't want to chop them into tiny pieces and leave booby traps in the soup. Accidentally and unexpectedly biting into them is not fun. You're not gonna enjoy yourself. Next, you'll need around 2 inches of ginger. Grab a spoon and scrape the skin off, just like this. Then slice them as thinly as possible. We're almost done with the chopping and slicing here. Bear with me. Grab some galangal or lengkuas in Malay. Slice about 2 inches of it as thinly as possible. They're normally easier to slice, but this particular one was in the freezer. They're not super easy to find in Berlin, which is why I keep some in my freezer, just in case. Finally, you'll need some lime juice. So grab 2 whole limes, massage them on your chopping board before you cut them in half and squeeze as much of the juice out as you can. And if you're into lime squeezing ASMR, you've come to the right place. Now you have everything you need to make your tom yum. Wrong. I forgot to include that you should also slice up 2 medium-sized tomatoes into thick wedges. Also, you should slice up some Holland onions really thinly. You know, one of these. Just cut them in half and then slice them really thinly lengthwise. If you already had the prawn shells and heads simmering in a pot of water, fish them out and get rid of them. You don't need them anymore. Then grab your ginger, galangal, lemongrass and lime leaves and just choke them in there. Don't know what that was. After that, just let it simmer for a while until it's really fragrant. Now you'll need tom yum paste. I got this from Edeka, which is a local supermarket here. It claims to be from Thailand and it does the job. I could have made my own, but I was too lazy at the time. So if you guys are interested in learning how to make your own tom yum paste, let me know and I can make a short video. Until then, I'm just gonna use 2 tablespoons of this. Make sure you stir it in properly before grabbing your chilies and boom goes the dynamite. Next, throw in your mushrooms and then add some fish oil. You'll eventually need around 3 to 4 tablespoons of fish oil, but I advise adding 2 tablespoons first. Fish oil is really strong and salty, so add it in little by little until it fits your taste. You can also add squid to your tom yum, but I decided to make sotong goreng tepung instead, or fried calamari if you're fancy. Just look at it. Okay, I'm getting hungry again. Next, add your tomatoes and prawns. The prawns cook very quickly, so leave them in there for around a minute and then turn off the heating from your stove. After the soup has settled from the heat, gracefully pour in all the lime juice and add some chopped coriander or cilantro if you're fancy, or speak Spanish. Of course, taste your soup first. If necessary, add another 1 or 2 tablespoons of fish oil, and now you're basically done. Wrong again. I forgot to add one more important ingredient in this video, and it's evaporated milk. In Germany, it's called condensed milk, which is funny because condensed milk in Malaysia is basically the thick, sweet one that gives you diabetes. But this one is more like a creamer for your coffee. Anyways, you should add a couple of tablespoons of this into your tom yum after you've added the prawns. It gives it a nice creamy texture. And you don't want to add it too early because then it'll curdle and that's not what you want. Moving on, now you can add it into your big boy bowl, sprinkle some more chopped coriander, and now you're ready to eat with some white rice and calamari if you made some. That was easy, wasn't it? Yes, there are a lot of ingredients, but it's worth it. Trust me. Now that concludes this video. If you have any questions or tips for me, please share them in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.